I've got your picture and resume.
No. Okay. Okay. From seeing all those movie musicals, I used to dance around on the street. I'd get caught all the time. God, that was embarrassing. I was always being a Sid Charisse. Always. Which I don't really understand because I always wanted to be an actor. I mean, I always wanted to perform. I remember once my cousin, she said to me, "You're never going to be an actor." And I knew why she was saying this. It's because I was such a sissy. I mean, I was terribly effeminate. I guess I always knew I was gay, but that didn't bother me. What bothered me was that I didn't know how to be a boy. I remember once looking in the mirror at myself. You know what I said? I said, "You're 14 years old and a faggot. What are you going to do with your life?" By that time, I was in Cardinal Hayes High School. You know, 3,000 boys there. I had no protection anymore. No homeroom where I could all be charming and funny with the tough guys so they could fight my battles for me, you know. Not like in schools. I liked school, but my grades got so bad. Even if I knew the answers to questions, I wouldn't raise my hand because I was scared they'd laugh at me. Okay? They'd even whistle at me in the halls. It was awful. Just awful. So one day, I marched into the principal's office. You know what I said? I said, "I'm a homosexual." Well, it was a Catholic high school. At the age of 15, you just didn't say that sort of thing, you know? And he looked at me, and he said, "Would you like to see a psychologist?" So I did. And the psychologist, you know what he said? He said, "I think you're very well adjusted for your age, and I think you should quit school." But I really didn't want to. I just couldn't take it anymore. See, when I quit school, what I was doing was trying to find out who I was and how to be a man. There are a lot of people in this world, you know, who just don't know how to be men. But since then, I found out that I am one. I was looking for the wrong thing. I was trying to find out how to be butch. Anyway, I started hanging around 72nd Street, meeting all these really strange people. I was just trying to make friends that were like me, so that maybe I'd understand what it was that I was. Somebody told me they were looking for male dancers at the Jewel Box Review. You know? The drag show. So I go down to audition. Well, from all those years of pretending I was Sid Charisse, I had this fabulous extension, you know. I got to the audition. You know what they said to me? They said, "Would you like to be a pony?" And I said, "A pony? What's that?" They said, "A girl." But what do I have to do? Show us your legs. But I mean, look, you know, I have hair on my legs. "Oh, that's okay, come on upstairs." So, up I went. And you know, they put on these nylon stockings on me, and these big high heels. Oh, it was freaky. It was incredible. And next, they marched me back downstairs, they stood me there, and they looked at me, and they said, "Oh, you have wonderful legs." And I said, "Really? Terrific." It's so strange thinking about this, you know? It was a whole lifetime ago. Anyway, next came trying to hide it from my parents. God, that was something. Because I'd have all the shoes to rehearse in, and the earrings, and the makeup and things, you know? And I'd hide it all, and my mother would find it. And she'd question me about it. And I'd say, oh, Ma, no, it's just, there's a girl in the show, and she doesn't want her parents to know what she's doing, and so I'm holding it for her. You know what? She believed me. Well, I was finally in show business. Yeah, it was the asshole of show business, but it was a job. Nothing to brag about. But you know, I had friends. But after a while, I started noticing that nobody at the Jewel Box had any dignity. It's like they were all ashamed of themselves, or they considered themselves freaks, you know? I don't know, I think it was this lack of dignity that finally got to me, so I left. You know, I bummed around for a while. I worked as an office boy, a waiter. But without an education in this town, you just can't get a good job, you know? So when the Jewel Box called and asked if I'd go back, I went. We were working the Apollo on 125th Street, doing 4 shows a day with a movie. Oh, it was so tacky. The show was going to go to Chicago, and my parents wanted to come and meet me at the theater and bring my luggage for me. I remember we were doing this big Oriental number, and I was wearing this huge headdress with these big chrysanthemums on either side and big gold balls hanging down the front. And I was going on for the finale, and I got to the stage door, and who should I see? My parents. They got there too early. Well, you know, I freaked, but I didn't know what to do. So I thought, I know, I'll just take a deep breath and walk right on past them, just like everyone else does. So I did. And you know, just as I got to that last step, I heard my mother say, oh my God. You know, I freaked. But what could I do? I had to go in for the finale, so I just kept on going. After the show, I went back to my dressing room and I took off all my makeup and my earrings and things. And I went to stage door to meet my parents. And you know, I just stopped at the top of those stairs and I just looked at them, standing there surrounded by all those. And just as they were turning to leave, my father went to the producer and he said, take care of my son. That was the first time he ever called me that.
Zach, are you ready for them yet? All right, Aaron.